If you've been wanting to replace your entry door handle, this video will show you step by step how to do it yourself. I'll be installing this inexpensive lock and handle set from Amazon, but the steps involved will apply to other brands as well. Now, I had to first drill a hole in the door for the deadbolt, but not a hole for the deadbolt latch because this door already came with it pre-drilled. The way I made the hole for the deadbolt and the tools I used will be shown at the end of this video. The distance from the edge of the door to the center of the large hole where the doorknob or deadbolt is installed is known as the backset. And standard backset distance can be either 2 3/8 inches or 2 3/4 inches. You can adjust this latch to fit either backset distance by rotating it like this. Installation of a deadbolt is quite easy. Insert the latch through the side hole. I'm first fitting the cylinder to the trim. Make sure that the long metal piece, known as the tail piece, is in the horizontal orientation and slide it through the center hole in the latch. Make sure that the slit on the other half of the deadbolt that gets installed on the interior side of the door is horizontal so that the tail piece can go into that slit. I'm holding onto the deadbolt on the other side of the door so that it doesn't get pushed off as I try to fit the tail piece into the opening. Now I secure the exterior and interior parts together using these long screws that came with the lock. Next, I'm screwing in the latch. I could have also screwed in the latch first before screwing together the deadbolt. To mark where I need to drill a hole in the door jamb for the deadbolt latch to slide into, I'm going to cover this surface with a colored substance. I didn't have a colored marker or paint, so I just used my purple toothpaste. After wiping off the toothpaste, I drilled a hole. The deadbolt works beautifully. Because there's a big gap between the door and the door jamb, I was able to get away with installing the strike plate without having to chisel out a little bit of the door jamb. I'm just marking where to pre-drill the holes for the screws. Now I'm removing this key doorknob by unscrewing the two bolts so that I can replace it with the handle. Once the bolts are removed, I just pull out the knobs from both sides of the door and then unscrew and pull out the latch. The new door handle gets installed in reverse order, with the latch being installed first. This latch is also adjustable for different backset sizes, and the way you do that is by pulling or pushing this spindle cam. The square hole is where the spindle, which is the square metal rod on the exterior handle, needs to go through. These are the exterior and interior handles. You can see here that I need to also drill a hole for the bolt sleeve at the bottom of the exterior handle. I'm marking where to drill this way because I lost the template that came with the handle. I'm drilling a small pilot hole first, and then I'm going to use this large drill bit that's going to make a hole just big enough for the bolt sleeve to go through. Although it looks like everything worked out fine in this edited video, I actually had to drill a couple of holes because my initial marking was off by a few millimeters. So be sure to use the template and don't do what I just did to figure out where to drill. To install the interior knob, you just need to line up the spindle and the two bolt sleeves to the holes in the interior handle. I'm going to come back to finish screwing in this bolt. I don't want to tighten it without making sure that the other bolt can go into its sleeve. lever handle should point downward, not upward. And with this lever handle, it can be corrected easily. Just remove the set screw, pop off the lever, turn it upside down, and put the set screw back in, but from the bottom. Lastly, I can't forget to show you how the bottom bolt is screwed into the exterior handle from the inside. As I've mentioned before, I ended up needing to drill 2 holes, but thankfully, you can't see the mistake very well from this angle. So here's what the inexpensive Amazon Basics brand lock and handle set looks like from the outside. I really like the way this looks. To make the hole for the deadbolt, I used an installation kit that came with all the tools needed to install door locks on metal or wood doors. I wouldn't recommend this Ryobi kit though, because the plastic guide didn't work right for anything other than drilling the crossbore. I'm putting this plastic bracket on the door and lining up the side hole for the latch, and then the guide on this bracket will show me exactly where to drill the hole for the deadbolt. I'm going to put screws into these holes at the top and bottom to secure the bracket onto the door. Now I'm going to drill the hole for the top deadbolt. First, I'm going to screw this arbor that was included in the kit into this hole saw that was also included in the kit. This video was edited to make it seem like it wasn't all that difficult to cut out a hole in a metal door, which would have been the case had I not used this underpowered pink drill. What really happened in the outtakes is that the drill didn't have sufficient torque, which caused the saw to bind repeatedly. That totally startled me the first time it happened. The bottom line is that a pink drill is not safe to use with large hole saws. I managed to cut through the metal door, and here you can see the foam insulation behind it. I'm going to keep drilling until the drill bit comes out the other side. I couldn't cut out a hole completely using this drill. I ended up having to bend the partially cut metal piece back and forth several times to snap it off. Because the hole saw wouldn't fit through this messy, uneven hole that wasn't cut cleanly, I had to manually cut out the insulation foam. I tried really hard, but I couldn't get the arbor off the large hole saw to put it on this smaller hole saw. Why? Because as I mentioned earlier in this video, the repeated binding of the saw on the metal surface due to weak rotational power of the drill that I was using caused the saw to essentially weld itself to the arbor. Fortunately, I could just cut out the insulation behind the side latch hole manually as well, instead of needing to use the smaller hole saw. Anyway, you should be fine if you use a good drill and a good hole saw.